Selamat pagi everybody from Penang International Airport. Today I'm going to be taking a flight on Malaysia Airlines low-cost carrier FIREFLY on one of their Boeing 737s from here in Penang up to Bangkok in Thailand. I've seen people say to avoid the airline but also say that it's the best low-cost carrier. Let's hope it's the latter, but come along and let's find out. Let's also go inside to escape the noisy birds. By the way, this flight was retimed by 15 minutes, which I think retiming flights is quite a common thing for FIREFLY to do, but I'll get into that later. Penang International Airport only has one terminal, which has different departure areas for domestic and international flights. I do believe this airport is currently in the process of being expanded and upgraded. There was hardly any line for check-in today. One of our bags was about 1 kilogram over the limit and it was fine. Check-in was pretty quick. Security and immigration was very quick with little lines. It only took 6 or 7 minutes, give or take. We'll take more of a look at Airside later, but for now let's go and check out the Plaza Premium Lounge. You don't just normally get lounge access when FIREFLY, but I had access thanks to someone in my family who I was travelling with who has a credit card which can get us into this lounge, which I think is the only lounge in the international section. The lounge was quite small but had a nice, modern yet traditional feeling design. The buffet selection was pretty average for an international lounge, but having made to order eggs, laksa and noodles was great. It seemed like there was a bar with alcohol and otherwise the drink selection was okay. The scrambled eggs that I had were actually quite good. I later had some spring rolls which they put out which were nice. Overall, it was a great little lounge for an airport like Penang. It was a great space with friendly staff and a decent food selection, though not amazing. Now while we continue to take a look around the lounge, please allow me to tell you a bit about FIREFLY. FIREFLY was founded in 2007 as a subsidiary of Malaysia Airlines. FIREFLY began with a fleet of Fokker 50s, but in the same year operations began, ATR 72s were ordered for FIREFLY to replace the Fokker 50s, and the first was delivered in 2008. In 2010, an order was placed for 30 Boeing 737-800s, allowing FIREFLY to compete more with AirAsia. Operations with these 737s began around the start of 2011, but these jet operations didn't seem to be working out for FIREFLY, and so later in the same year, FIREFLY ceased jet operations. FIREFLY focused on regional turboprop flights with its ATRs until the pandemic came around. In October 2020, it was announced that FIREFLY would resume jet operations with Boeing 737-800s and would operate low-cost flights which would compete with AirAsia and would be based in Penang, with the aim being for these operations to begin in the first quarter of 2021. However, due to the pandemic, these 737 operations didn't begin until April 2022. FIREFLY introduced its refreshed cabin in January 2023, and FIREFLY now has a fleet of 5 Boeing 737-800s in addition to its 9 ATR 72s. Airside from memory had a solid amount of places to do some shopping, including some duty-free I believe, and there was also some places to get something to eat or drink, though not heaps and heaps. There's my ride to Bangkok. 9 Mike Lima Golf is a 2010 built Boeing 737-8FZ, which was originally meant for Delta Airlines but wasn't taken up by the airline, and so Malaysia Airlines took delivery of the aircraft in 2010 and transferred it over to FIREFLY in 2022. What do you think about FIREFLY's vibrant orange livery? I'd be interested to hear in the comments. At boarding time, according to the boarding pass, which I think had the time after retiming, we were one of the last on board. Boarding must have started quite early. I think the departure board had the wrong gate number since it was changed, but thankfully it was right next to it. Selamat pagi. Hello, selamat pagi.
Selamat pagi.
Terima kasih.
Direct access message number.
Welcome on board one of FIREFLY's Boeing 737-800s, which I believe feature 189 Suvarnabhumi 110i slimline seats in a 3-3 configuration. I believe it's the same seat type used on Malaysia Airlines' refreshed 737 economy. My seat for this flight will be 28F.
Ladies and gentlemen, for your information, this flight number is FY3620 bound for Bangkok, Thailand. This is a safety announcement. Please ensure your hand baggage is safely stowed.
My first impressions once on board were that it was a vibrant, modern cabin. Now let's take a quick look at the seat features. Legroom felt perfectly okay to me. I think Firefly's website says that the seat pitch is 30 inches, which the measurement doesn't always exactly match what it feels like, so it's certainly possible that it was 30 inches, but it didn't really quite feel like that to me. There's a standard seat back pocket containing some literature, and there's also a tray table which can be adjusted back and forth, but you can't fold it. The seat features not just a USB-A outlet, but also a USB-C outlet, with I believe charging speeds which were relatively fast. Here's a device holder which you could use to watch downloaded movies or something, but there is no streaming entertainment as far as I'm aware. And then just up here you've got a literature compartment, there's the overhead panel, and there is some recline, but there is no proper headrest.
Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to welcome you on board Firefly Boeing 737 and 100 series. With flight 3620 and Malaysia Airlines Airways 4690 bound to Bangkok, Thailand.
Selamat datang ke penerbangan Firefly bernombor 3620. Assalamualaikum and very good morning ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Captain Hazim from Flight Deck, and assisting me today is Senior First Officer Julian Wei. In the cabin, Mr. Ridwan and the rest of the crew will come on board Firefly flight number 3620 from Penang to Bangkok. Flight time will be 1 hour 30 minutes, inshallah. We'll be departing early, slightly from schedule, and currently waiting for your documents to be signed and sealed. And in the meantime, thank you very much for your patience and your understanding.
It's now time for pushback about 9 minutes earlier than the new schedule.
Cabin crew to your demo station. Tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, kami akan menunjukkan tata cara penggunaan alat-alat keselamatan yang terdapat di dalam penerbangan ini. Jika tekanan di dalam kabin rendah, corong oksigen seperti ini akan terkeluar dari unit di atas anda. Tarik corong dengan serta-merta, selupkan corong pada hidung dan mulut, pasang pingat kepala dan bernafaslah seperti biasa. Sebelum meninggalkan pesawat, gelembungkan jaket dengan menyentap penarik merah ini. Terima kasih atas perhatian tuan-tuan dan puan-puan. Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who require additional information on the safety briefing, please refer to the safety information card placed in front of you. Should you require further clarification, do not hesitate to call any members. Thank you.
By the way, if you're enjoying this video so far, please consider liking and subscribing, as it would help me and the channel out so much and would be very much appreciated. But if you don't want to do any of that though, that's completely okay. It's now time for takeoff on runway 04.
off. For your safety, please ensure your seatbelt is securely fastened whenever you are seated.
Now that we're in the air, it's time for the in-flight service. I think Firefly is the only low-cost carrier I've been on which provides complimentary snacks and a bottle of water. The snacks consisted of a packet of peanuts, a packet of cookies, and a bottle of water. What wasn't complimentary though was my pre-booked hot meal. I believe you can pre-order these for Firefly flights over 75 minutes in flight duration on 737 operated routes. I pre-booked the nasi goreng with satay, which came with a packet of cutlery. The nasi goreng with chicken satay was delicious. I thoroughly enjoyed it. The cookies were also fantastic. I didn't eat the peanuts, but if they were the same as on Malaysia Airlines, then they're nice. So overall, it was a delicious meal on Firefly. I don't know if it was quite there, but I feel like the meal was at least close-ish to being as good as on AirAsia. Also, the crew did walk around with a card menu or something, I think offering hot meals. And I'm not sure if there was anything else, or if you could buy coffee and tea upon request or something. I do think it would be nice if they had a proper buy-on-board menu, but it's not really needed since they provide free snacks and water, and they don't have any long flights. Also, the recline was decent for a low-cost carrier.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are going through some turbulence. Please remain seated and fasten your seatbelt.
As we descend into Bangkok, please allow me to conclude this flight with Firefly. Check-in in Penang was good. It was pretty quick and unrelated to Firefly, security was also quick. Also unrelated to Firefly, the lounge was good.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will be landing shortly. Kindly put your seat upright, fasten your seatbelt, and stow your tray table to its original position.
Boarding confused me because it was earlier than the new time that it said on the boarding pass. And same with departure. I don't know why they retimed the flight if it left basically on schedule anyway. Anyway, it wasn't a major issue for me. But I looked through the online reviews of Firefly, and there are so many complaining about it being unreliable. Apparently, they retime flights quite often, and sometimes by decent margins. That would be annoying, so I hope that Firefly can do something about that. Also, this flight to Bangkok has been either quite late or retimed in the days previous to this flight. Anyway, the seat was excellent for a low-cost carrier in my opinion. It was modern, not crazy cramped, though it's still not the most comfy, and the seat covers were leather or something too, which is cool. I don't believe that there was any entertainment other than the magazine, which while it would be nice to have streaming entertainment at least at a cost, I think it's reasonable for an airline with its longest flight being like 2.5 hours not to have that, and same goes for having a proper buy-on-board menu. The food that I had was delicious, I was impressed. I think it's impressive and awesome that a low-cost carrier provides free water and snacks. Firefly offered more than some of the full-service carriers I flew in Europe did. The cabin crew were pretty friendly from the interactions I had on this relatively short flight. Overall, I had a fabulous experience with Firefly, particularly on the plane. If they could improve their punctuality or retiming, then they could be a fantastic option, even though the price is normally a bit higher than the likes of AirAsia and Scoot. If it's not super time critical, I would pick Firefly again, and this flight was basically on time in the end. I think that my experience on Firefly would have to be one of the best I've had on a low-cost carrier. Oh, by the way, I do believe that Firefly offers neighbour-free seating. which you can make an offer for before the flight. We'll soon pull into the gate about 14 minutes ahead of the new schedule. But for now, please enjoy the rest of the approach and landing on Bangkok Suvarnabhumi International Airport's new runway 20 right, I believe.
Tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, selamat datang ke lapangan terbang antarabangsa Suvarnabhumi, Bangkok, Thailand. Waktu tempatan sekarang ialah pukul 10.40 dengan suhu 27 darjah Celsius. Kami mengucapkan terima kasih kerana memilih penerbangan Firefly serta klub perkongsian bersama Malaysia Airlines. Semoga bertemu kembali di penerbangan yang akan datang. Terima kasih. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Suvarnabhumi International Airport in Bangkok. The local time is 10:41 with temperature of 27 degrees Celsius. It has been a pleasure being on board and on behalf of Captain Hasim, first officers, the crew Jadway and the rest of the cabin crew, we thank you for flying with Firefly and codeshare Malaysia Airlines. We look forward to welcoming you on board again soon. Thank you.
I'd like to take this time to thank you all so much for watching this video. I'd also like to thank all of my incredible Patreons for helping to make these videos possible. Their support is truly so much appreciated and I couldn't do what I do without them. So thank you so much to them.
All doors in question.
By the way, I post updates of my trips on my Instagram at aviation763_, so feel free to check that out if you'd like. Once again, I'd like to thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have an amazing day, and I look forward to hopefully seeing you in my next one next Saturday at 5 PM Melbourne time.